Welcome back to Heart to Heart, where we get a little wacky and goofy talking about games and movies. And today we're talking about an extremely goofy, I would say it's a pretty goofy movie by A24, I'm pretty sure, called X. And that's it, just called X. It's supposed to be a horror movie. I didn't find it very scary. I found it so weird. The whole time I was wondering, why is any of this happening? But not like I wanted to know what was happening before. I don't want a prequel, you know what I mean? But I was just wondering why this movie exists, why any of this is happening. It could be, I don't know, an homage to like horror movies and like the slasher genre and like all that shit like that. But yeah, I don't know. It was just wild. It was so wild that I came home and Googled it, and it turns out that there is a prequel that's already in post-production because they shot the movies back to back. And that even blew my mind even more because like I just said, I didn't feel a need for a prequel, but you're gonna get one soon. So maybe this is a series you could get into. The whole movie revolves around like a film crew or pornographic film crew. It's like professional porn stars and stuff, and they're shooting a porn. That's basically what they're doing. What year did this take place in? So the movie takes place in the 1970s when like home movies and all that stuff were just starting. So the whole idea is that they're trying to break into that industry, and the camera guy wants to make it, you know, more than just that. He wants to add some like artistic value to it, even though hey, it's got a lot of artistic value already, I'll say that. So this group go to a house or like a barn, a farm area, to shoot their porno, and then the old couple that lives there, the grandma is mad. The grandma is jealous because she can't have sex, so she gets mad and pretty much kills everyone. That's basically the movie. The movie starts at the end. So it starts with a house full of dead bodies. Voice crack. And then it goes 24 hours earlier, and then the whole movie is set within that 24 hours. So you kind of know where the movie is going already. Like it's pretty clear where it's going. You just don't know how or why. And they made it seem like there was this like heavy religious ties within the movie. Like they kept hinting at it, and the payoff for it was just, I don't know, pretty brushed by and just very insignificant to the whole movie. Like, I don't know, maybe it was they did it because of the prequel, because they shot them back to back. So now knowing that they shot them back to back, I don't know, that just whole thing just fucked with me so hard. The movie was shot really well though. Like the cinematography was fantastic, and it did a fantastic job of building tension. Like there was one shot I loved that the dude was in a barn and he was walking towards the camera, and like you just saw his feet, and there was a nail on the ground and the nail was sticking up and the camera was focused on the nail, and you could see him walking towards, and it just held the shot, and you're like, oh, he's totally, it went like this, you know, towards you, and you're like, oh, he's totally gonna step on the nail, and then eventually just boom, he steps on the nail. And it was a great shot. They held it out, like everything that was, all the things like that, the killing stuff, honestly, it was pretty good, and they dragged it out. There was one that I was just in my seat, like I was cringing so hard at it. Not like cringe, but just I couldn't. It made me so squeamish. So like in those ways, they actually did a really good job. And the horror tropes that they used were pretty funny. Like you knew when people were gonna die, but then they held the shots so long, and they stretched that tension so long that you like questioned it. Almost. And then it happened. You were like, okay, yeah, true. I knew it. Yep, that happened. And, you know, because this is, you know, a crew trying to, you know, they're trying to shoot a porn, you know, you just see tits, and you see a massive cock, a big old cock, Kid Cudi's cock. I don't know how I haven't mentioned that yet. Kid Cudi's in this movie. That's the only thing I knew about it going in, was Kid Cudi and horror film. I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. I'm okay with that. They do Kid Cudi a little dirty, but it's not spoiler. Everyone gets fucked. So yeah, but Kid Cudi has sex with three people. So you can see him reading the script being like, yeah, oh yeah, I love this. I'll definitely be in your movie. So that was hilarious. And I actually did a good job. Have I seen him? I've never seen him in anything else. I thought he did a pretty good job. Everyone did a really good job. Like Jenna Ortega's in this movie. Brittany Snow makes a comeback. Mia Goth, Martin Henderson, Owen Campbell, Stephen Earn, and Scott. I don't know how to say his last name. It's Kid Cudi though. Scott Mescudi.
Scott Mescudi.
My favorite thing is plant and payoff. When they say something at the beginning, and then that piece of information doesn't become useful until like the end of the movie. So I mean, I don't know, semi spoilers, I guess, if you care. I really wouldn't think that it matters, but at the beginning of the movie, when they go up to the house, the old man comes out with a shotgun and he's pointing because he's like, oh, what are you guys doing here? And then once they figure things out, he's like, oh, he puts the shotgun down. He says it's not loaded anyways. The guy he's talking to is like, oh, I have the same thing with a pistol in my car. Because it showed when he came out with the shotgun, one of the girls in the car opened the glove box, grabbed a gun, like, oh, I wonder what's going on. I should grab this gun for my safety. And then he's like, yeah, I keep it empty in my glove box just in case. And then at the end of the movie, she has the gun and she's like, yelling at them like, oh, what the fuck's going on? All this shit like that. And you're sitting there like, that gun's not loaded. That is not a loaded gun. It's like Chekhov's gun, except when it fires, nothing happens because it's not loaded. But they had a couple good things like that throughout the movie. Like you see some random dude, you're like, who is this just random body? And then Kid Cudi drinks out of a carton of milk, and on the bottom of the carton of milk it says missing, and it shows the guy, and you're like, oh, it's that guy. It's just like they had a couple small things like that were actually like I thought it was really good. Aside from the wild goofiness of this fucking movie, it had some really good parts to it, and again, the cinematography was, I thought, fantastic. They stretched out that tension so hard for an hour and a half, 106 minutes. That's what I thought was really good about it. You can't help but laugh when the two people killing everyone are just this the whole time. Come on, guys, figure it out. Like, they're moving. They're so slow. Figure it out. Why are you all getting killed like this? And one of the funniest lines in the whole movie is when the grandpa, he's like, my wife, I don't know where she is. She gets confused at night. If I'm worried she might fall and break a hip. And then she's just out killing everyone. You're like, oh, if only you knew. But he did know. Yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't even know what I want to give this movie. Oh man, because I didn't even hate it. I just thought there were a bunch of aspects of it that excelled, and everything else was kind of just so weird, just so odd to me. I'm gonna give this movie a 69% unironically, because I wouldn't care to watch it again, truthfully. I just watched it because my friends and I had a couple beers and they just wanted to go to the movies, so I was like, hell yeah, let's go to the movies. And we went to the movies, and this is what we saw, and I'm not upset by that at all. Would I go again? No. Not gonna lie. Am I gonna see the prequel? I think I have to. Until then, have a good rest of your day, night, afternoon, morning, whatever you got going on. See ya.